If you have a 48 needle Sentro circular knitting machine but want to make a project, say only using 30 needles like this comment here, then panel mode is going to become your best friend. So here is a tutorial that I have where I'm going to do an example project on how to do less needles to make a smaller project using panel mode. The example project is going to be making an infant-sized beanie hat using the 48 needle machine, but in panel mode. We're only going to use 40 of the 48 needles. And this is so we can make the hat a smaller circumference to fit an infant. We're in our panel mode and we're going to use needle 3. So I have that marked here. I have a Sharpie right here, and we're going to do the panel all the way around, and we're going to stop where I have it marked here. This is needle 42, so we're doing 40 needles. So we're trying to make it the same circumference as our smaller machine. You can get the smaller machine, but this is for those who don't want to buy the 40 needle circular machine, or they only have this one, the 48. So we're going to be making a baby beanie hat, but on the 40 needle circular knitting machine. So to start your cast on, we want to start at our 3rd needle, and we want to leave a little bit of extra yarn. That's probably a little bit too much, but I like to leave a little bit extra just in case. So we start at our 3rd needle, and I start underneath so it hooks under the hook of the needle. Get on our needle, and then that's under, and then we want over, under, and over each needle till we get to the 42nd needle. We're to our 42nd needle. That's where we're going to stop. So we've done from our 3rd needle all the way around to our 42nd needle. So now we're going to put it in our yarn holder, and you want to make sure it's completely seated down in front, and it's going to go all the way down, and then I'm going to put this guy in the middle hole of my yarn tensioner. And so now we're going to start our first row by cranking backwards. And so this is going to be row 1, and we want to make sure it catches and goes around the peg. That's our first row from our cast on. Now we're back at our 3rd needle for our panel. So I'm just going to mark that we've done one row on our counter, and then to now go back to make our 2nd row. This is our number 3 needle that we started on. That's marked with a Sharpie here. We want to go over this peg to my right, and I have this peg marked here for me so I can see it as a visual. We want it to go over once, and now we're going to start going back, and it has to go over this peg again. And so this is where panels can get a little bit confusing, and so you want to make sure it flips all the way down and around. Now we're doing our 2nd row. You'll also see when we start to do panels, it gets caught on this. We're ending at our 42nd needle and our 3rd needle. The yarn kind of gets caught right there. So that's what's nice to have your loom pick. You kind of just need to help out the yarn a little bit until we get more fabric made on the machine. So push it down. And now we're at our 42nd needle. We're going to stop at the peg to the left of it. It has to flip over that peg because that's our stopping point. We don't want to do any of these other needles. And now we're going to go back, and it has to flip over this peg again. And then it's going to catch on this needle as well. Now we're starting our 3rd row. Make a project, just practice, and that helps. Again, you'll see how it gets stuck here. We just want to help it out. It's going around the peg. We stop, and then it's going to go around the peg again. That's our 3rd. And now you want to continue making your rows. You're going to do a total of 60, and that does not include your cast on. And you can pause the video here until you get to 60 rows. So we're going to put our tail end of our yarn on our needle to cast off, and you want to make sure it's a long piece of yarn about the circumference of your machine or of your project. So now we're going to cast off, and so since it's coming this way, I've taken the yarn out of the yarn holder. We're just going to let it pass by the yarn holder without any yarn. And now, since it's down here, we're just going to pick up each stitch with our needle. So it just depends on which side of the panel you stop on, whether you're going to cast off on this side or you're going to cast off on this side, since you go back and forth. And then I pick it up one stitch at a time. If I do too many, it seems like it's easier to get it to come off the needles that's not secured on, and then you drop a stitch and you have to fix it, and that's not fun. And I'll do a quick fast forward here. You can pause the video until your project is casted off. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cinch down one side, because we're going to use this yarn to then stitch up the side to make the tube. So we're going to cinch it down, and we're going to put right sides or knit sides together to make this our inside, the purl side be our inside for this one. So now that he's cinched down, I tried this a few different ways, and I'll show you my practice projects, and you can decide how you would like to close your tube. But here's when I tried to do a mattress stitch close, and you're doing it on the side where it flipped over those pegs twice, so you kind of have this weird little end, right? And so when I tried to do a mattress stitch picking these up, it just didn't close it nice enough for me. It showed this line. I also tried doing a crochet close. I did like a slip stitch, which worked really well. It looks pretty good, I think, except for the fact it's bulky. That's how I'm going to show you, is this way, with the needle sewing it back and forth, the two ends to make our tube. So far, this is the nicest look I have found. So you can see this. Each stitch back and forth to make our tube, and I pick it up right there. And it's kind of that end piece that goes back and forth over the peg at the start and stop. I'm going to put the needle through both of those sides. And this has created for me what I think is the nicest looking seam so far. The mattress stitch, I didn't like where I had to pick it up. It made it kind of look a little goofy. And when I tried to do a single crochet, I did a slip stitch crochet, and that made it too bulky for me, especially for a baby hat. And so I'm just picking up right underneath those outer stitches, right underneath both of them. And I'm just going to stitch it all the way down. And I'll show you after I do a few how it looks on the right side, because we're trying to make it look as seamless as possible. Do this all the way down. So if I flip it over, I think I've done enough. I don't think that, what do you guys think? Especially with variegated yarn, I think it hides your seams. Together. And we're just going to close it, and I'm going to put a little bit of a knot here to secure him. Okay. Now we take our one end. We have the side we already cinched up. This will be our inside layer. So we have our inside layer. Now we have our outside layer. That's what makes our double layer beanie hat. And then now we just have to cinch up the outside. So we're going to just cinch him up like so. So now that we have both sides cinched up together and it's made a double layer beanie hat, I like to knot the two tail ends together like this. So my grandma said to take the tail ends of the working yarn, and I'm just making sure that inside layer is kind of up in there, and she said just sew back and forth a few times at the top. Oops. And we're going to do the same thing on the inside. Up in there so I can kind of fill, and if I can, I try to get both layers. Now I did put both ends, and so just for added security, I like to knot them down again. So I knotted it down on the front, sewed it down a few times, put them through to the inside, do a little knot again. We can take our tail ends
And we can just put them in between the two layers of the beanie hat without any extra that we might have. Now I'm just going to kind of pull it tight, cut off the extra, and they kind of just hide in between the hat. And there's our beanie hat.
So infant head circumference is between 14 and 16 inches. This baby doll that I got off of Amazon is 14 and a half. And then the hat ended up being 62 rows because I was talking and lost track. But the 60 rows I like. 66, it will cover their eyes and then you have to flip up a brim. And so here's how you can make a beanie hat on the 48 needle circular knitting machine. Here's our purl side. We call this the wrong side. And then this is our knit side with the little V's. This is what we're going to do as our exterior. So the first thing we're going to do, we need to make now this into a tube to make a double layer beanie hat for our infant. Since we use the 48 circular knitting machine, I did a panel for only 40 needles to get the right circumference for an infant child's head, which is between 14 and 16 inches in circumference. And I'm going to use this extra yarn that we use to cinch close the beanie hat to sew up the sides of the panels. And we're going to try to do a mattress stitch. So I tried this a couple days ago and the mattress stitch was not coming out, and so I ended up just sewing it back and forth, which looked okay. But we're going to try to do a mattress stitch, so hopefully it looks seamless. So I'm just going to knot down the yarn that I pulled tight here, so it just doesn't come undone, my little cinch there, and we'll close that up more when we get done. So what we have when we had the panel mode, we have this end piece that kind of flips over. I tried to pick up to do a mattress stitch right on this edge the last time. It did not come out well. So I think we need to pick up right here on both sides. And when it's on panel mode, it does tend to want to curl on you a bit, so you just kind of have to play with that. And when it does a panel on the first and last needle, it makes this extra little edge. I'm not going to pick up there. That's where I think I went wrong the last time. We're going to pick up where we see these V's. And so I am going to put it, so you see the V here, there should be a little bar. There it is, right in there. And that should be what we want to pick up to mattress stitch this all the way down. And this should work on the panel. We're going to find out. But it works really well also in the tube setting. Find where that V comes together, there should be a bar. And it always takes me a minute to figure out where to put this. So as you pull it, it should make it seamless. That's the goal. And it will kind of curl it under, that's okay. Just kind of, I always use this like ridge as a guide, because if you start moving over, it will kind of twist your fabric too. So you want to stay in your same row of knits to mattress stitch. So if you can see this, there's the V of the knit. We want to go right in between that V, and there should be a little bar that you can pick up with your needle. And that's mattress stitching. And it's easier, I think, to do in panel mode than in the tube mode than the panel. So we're going to try it. I'm trying it in the panel mode because we want to make the panel look as seamless as possible. So that's why tube mode I think is a little bit easier on the knitting machine. And that's what I have tried to, that's what I started out doing. I've recently started trying to do more panels, because they're just a little bit more finicky, I think. So I'm going to fast forward through this a little bit. You just continue picking up each side of that bar on the V of the knit back and forth until you go all the way down the length of your project until you have a tube. So I'm going to fast forward so you can see after I get a few stitches what it looks like with the mattress stitch when it's done. That's what creates the mattress stitch, bringing it together to make it look as seamless as possible. And it's making a pretty small seam, so we just have this little ridge. That's not too bad, I don't think. So thank you to Tammy if she is watching, because I've done it on the tube setting so many times, but the panel setting I was having some issues because I was picking it up in the wrong spot. But now we figured that out.
don't go to the outermost stitch, go to your first actual knit stitch in panels to sew it together. And so this can work too. So I'm just sewing it together to make a tube, but a lot of people use panels, the panel setting, to make like cardigans. I know a follower, she put in the comments she was going to make a dress out of panels. So this is probably something when you are sewing together your panels to make your dress or to make your cardigan or sweater or jumper. This would probably work really nicely. Because even if you sew on a machine, you have that little bit of seam allowance. So that's like what it's making here. So you just have that little bit of seam on your inside. And then on the outside, it will start to look like that. So where besides feeling where that seam is, from the outside, you really can't tell. Joined. So now we're at our last mattress stitch. I'm just going to join the two ends together. So now we have made our tube. So now that that's done, I'm going to cinch down this other side. So he's done. And so I'm going to take this first side that I cinched down and we're going to layer him in. On the inside, so there's our double layer now. So this will be the bottom of the hat. This is the top. And now we want to take our other part of our working yarn and cinch it down. So we have the one side we already stitched down, then we mattress stitch the panel together using that end of the working yarn. And now we're going to cinch down this side.
And then once I cinch down my next side, now I'm just going to take my needle and I'm going to knot it to secure it. And then I like to sew back and forth a few times on the inside and outside to keep that whole cinched together tightly. And then any of the excess tail ends of your yarn, you can weave together, knot them down, and then put them through the two layers and cut off any excess. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on mattress stitching panels. Like and follow for more. Happy crafting!